moderator for today, and Libby Owen Edmonds will be joining with us, supporting me to make this event successful. Thank you again for making this day for us and joining with us today. And today is a it's about supporting micro, small, medium enterprises with a solution. Many of the businesses are facing many issues because of COVID, because of Easter attack, and even economic crisis. So today we are trying to give a solution to all of you, which will open the potential performance increase and income increase to MSMEs. That's the idea. So today we have 2 hours with you all, right? The first half, our first half session is about Q&A with the panelists and the micro, small, medium enterprises. They will describe about how coaching is going on and what is the benefit they got out of it. And the second half is going to be very exciting to all of us, where most of our coaches will be sitting with you all and try to find a match or try to find who can help you all in solving the issues as a first contact. Later, we will be moving to the other sessions. Right? Hope we will enjoy the day, and hope we will get some very good solutions today. And in order to move, okay. Okay, thank you. So now let me introduce the first panelist of today, Mr. Omar Khan, right? Omar will help you to understand what business coaching is and how it can unlock your potential. That is what he's going to focus. And as you all know, most of you may know, Omar is from US, now living in Sri Lanka. He, having worked with some of the world's leading organizations, Omar is recognized as the global authority on leadership, development, and coaching. Over the last 30 years, he has coached businesses more than 26 countries. He is a regular professional speaker, the author of 2 best-selling leadership books, and he is a regular contributor to international and Sri Lankan newspapers. In 2010, Omar was also named as one of the top 25 consultants in the world by Consulting Magazine. So this is just very good information for us, and we are privileged to have Omar with us to discuss about the coaching. So now let me hand over the floor to Libby, so that Libby will help us to understand what is coaching by talking with Omar. Libby, over to you.
Thanks, Sakti. So Omar, I mean, business coaching is something very new to Sri Lanka. So I thought we'd start by the first question to Omar by saying, what is business coaching and how is it different to training?
Great question. The main thing, I can use this or not, but I'll use it just in case. Yeah, I reckon so. So here's the thing. People see coaching along a continuum: mentoring, coaching, advising, training. All of these are development activities. Coaching is probably the most personal. Business coaching, like any other form of real coaching, is how the best get better, in my view. So coaching allies with your strengths and supports you in your areas of challenge and helps you generate solutions that are your solutions, not the coach's solutions. Every top performer in the world has a coach. So for example, if you took, in his heyday, Roger Federer, or if you take Djokovic today, they all have coaches. It's not because they can't play tennis. And it's not because the coach is a better tennis player either. Otherwise they'd be the champion. The coach skill is to get their best art out of them. I remember being in the music circuit when Pavarotti pointed out he had a voice coach. Again, it's not because he couldn't hold a note. But so coaching is not what weak people sign up for. It takes courage and confidence to present yourself and be supported and challenged to become better. Training is a skill exchange. It's a transfer of skills. So you get trained for a task, but you get coached for aspirations and outcomes and processes. So coaching is a process, it's not an event. Training is usually an event. It starts, it happens, skills were transferred or not. Coaching is an ongoing process.
I think in Sri Lanka we've seen a lot of skills training, but one of the most exciting things about business coaching is the positive impact it has on the businesses receiving it. So maybe you could just tell the audience what some of the positive outcomes and benefits are of business coaching.
So, you can get a variety of things. Sometimes people want to be coached on something simple, like how do I read a spreadsheet? I started a business, I'm not a finance person. How do I balance my books? How do I budget? So you can start from something as modest as that. Or you might be somebody who says, I've never managed a workforce before, and I'm losing people because of the brain drain and whatever. So how do I motivate, engage, and skill up my people? Sometimes it's I don't know how to get customers. How do I make sure what I do becomes a brand? The brand becomes magnetic enough. Sometimes it's about processes. Well, in a digital age, how do I make sure I take unnecessary costs and unnecessary delays out of the system? Not because we want to mechanize everything, but so you have more energy available to deal with your customers, if you're in a customer-facing business, or not to irritate them if you're at a business that can be done with a click. So the benefits of business coaching are as various as your aspirations. You pick a skill that you want to enhance, or a gap that you want to address, and your coach will either help you directly or will find you a path to improve those areas with the right balance of challenge and support.
That sounds super exciting. So what are some of the benefits businesses that receive coaching? What are some of the outcomes that you've seen in your incredible history coaching many businesses around the world?
Okay, so I'll give a redesign their R&D facility in 3 months. Now that's a huge turnaround. Singapore Airlines in their Changi airport made Changi the best airport in the world for years, and it was a result of various coaching interventions. For example, I remember working with my friend Ron Kaufman on the Smile campaign. He did it being a resident. We got to come in and support that. The Smile campaign at Changi was because in their culture, unlike in Sri Lanka, they don't smile as readily. So we'd actually have them coach. And you had the weird phenomenon of the first time in history to have friendly immigration officers. Why not? Why not?
Great. So in Sri Lanka, this is a new concept. So what are you seeing with some of the results in small, medium-sized across the country from...
people taking ownership of their outcomes. I'm seeing people being able to take huge costs out of their business. I'm seeing people being able to provide a consistent service that's part of their intellectual property. And I think what we're beginning to see is an increased confidence in people that maybe there is a method to this madness. It's not just luck. It's not just for big people with big money, but I can have pride in my business. I can serve my neighbors. I can improve my community. And it's hard work sometimes. You're not sure which way is up. And having somebody who's walked along with other people, whose only agenda is your success. They're not trying to get hired by you. They're not asking you for a loan. They're not trying to marry you or your family, hopefully not. Unless they're a marriage coach, maybe in a different way. But the fact that somebody is there as a companion on that journey, and I'm seeing that happening more and more as Sri Lankans are saying, hey, you know what? I can do better than this, but maybe I need a little bit of guidance.
Great. One of the things that I've been reading a lot about is that we have a whole lot of coaches that in Sri Lanka for the first 20, of which maybe 100 or so are actually active. They're all across the different districts. As businesses are sitting here and they're online today, how do they connect? How does it actually work? How do you know if the coach is right for you? What is the energy? How does it work?
Well, I think when you're interviewing for a coach, or if you ask for an advisor, whatever word you use, make sure it's somebody who is interested in you first, more interested in you than they are in themselves. If they come and give you their hero story and tell you how dazzling they are, that may be true, but it's better that they let you discover how dazzling they are through the quality of assistance they provide. The second thing is they must have a clear sense of what tools they're going to use and what outcomes they're going to help foster for you. They should be able to explain. They're not going to give you the exact route because that's their work product. But they should be able to explain, we're going to have to use the following tools, we're going to take these kinds of steps, and you can look forward to these kinds of outcomes. And that should not be generic. It should be tapered to you. It should resonate. The best gift a coach should lead with is humble inquiry. To first understand, otherwise you have the worst kind of coach, none of which are in this room, I assure you, but you have the worst kind of coach, people who have solutions looking for problems. And your problem has to be force-fed into their solution. What you're looking for, that's the best. Have they done it before? Do they connect? Is the chemistry good? Are they interested in you? And can they give you a clear path? I think if you've got that, then you've got a good clue, subject to credentials and references and other things, that you're on the right path.
Great. And how many sessions does it take in coaching? I mean, do we need a coach for life? Do we need a coach for 1 month, 2 months? How does it work?
Well, I have good news and bad news. And that is that sometimes coaching happens miraculously quickly. And that's when you wanted a specific outcome. And for some reason, all the stars align, the person is ready, they just needed to be pointed in a certain direction, off to the races. In other cases, it's bitterly difficult because they're trying to deal with an intransigent bureaucracy, regulatory realities, lack of currency, and all of the things that they're dealing with, you deal with one thing, something else pops up. It's almost like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, but done for an SME, if you will. So I would say the thing is, coaching is meant to empower you. So it should not foster dependency. Right now, you may just change your relationship. It might then be, look, I'll be on call rather than I'll see you once a week, every month. So it will migrate. I would say you should pick a frequency based on the urgency of the situation. I mean, if fire is broken out, you want to see a lot of the coach. If you're working on things that are more medium term or strategic, important but not yet urgent, you can take a little bit more breathing room. I've had clients, and here's the funny thing, sometimes they get mad at you for fixing them quickly. They say, but I paid you for a year and my problem's done, so what's the rest of the money for? And I said, I can come and sit and have tea with you if you like. You're going to penalize me for having made it better, faster? So just shape it based on your own appetite, your own bandwidth, the time you have available, and the urgency of the situation. And you might find that sometimes you need intensive help, sometimes just periodic check-ins are fine.
Fantastic. Thanks, Omar, very much for introducing this concept and laying the foundations for what business coaching is and how it's different from consulting or training, and the amount of time and what you as businesses can get out of it. Right, I'm going to hand back to Sakti, who will introduce our next panelist.
Thank you, Libby. Thank you, Omar. Yeah, now we are going to have next presenter, Mr. Pascal. Pascal is from France. However, now he is a resident of Sri Lanka. He has worked with international brands like PwC for last 20 years, and we are lucky to have him here. He runs his own boutique hotel in Sri Lanka and Vanuatu, and he is running the coaching business in a successful way. After several years as a business coach, he focused on wide range of coaching services. Right? Pascal is joined here today with Mr. Ishant Dasanayaka from Ratnapura. He owns an accommodation there, and he's a client of Pascal. So now, as Libby said in her previous discussion, we like to see the practical coaching happen in the field, and we like to hear from Pascal and Mr. Ishant about the coaching and how that coaching was helpful to their business. Hand back to
Brilliant, great. So this is a question for you, Pascal. Maybe you can just start off by telling the audience today what type of business coaching you deliver, the range of areas you have covered in your career in Sri Lanka particularly.
Yes, good morning everyone. I think that's the beauty of being a coach, is you don't know what subject you're going to have. It's because you are listening to your client first, and you look at his burning question. So we're not expert as such. We are expert in helping our clients to find his own solution or his own pathway. Okay, but of course these days the MSME in tourism have very specific challenge, and some are from what happened the last 4 years, and some are coming because tourism is changing. But just to brush a little bit of what's happening is that there is amazing subject on human resources right now. How are we going to find people that are skilled? How are we going to be able to pay them the way we should pay them? How can we multitask in our companies to be able to perform better? That's most of the time it's a massive question. Second thing is, MSMEs, sometimes we've been looking at the big groups, the big companies, and they got all these IT guys and system, and we always said, oh, I wish I could have that, and now it's available for small entrepreneurs as well, and middle-sized entrepreneurs, because it's all online. So suddenly you have all this technology that is available, but how do you choose the technology? What should you do? What's the priority? Most of the time you're not an expert in IT. Hopefully you're an expert in hospitality if you're doing good. Yeah, but so at one point, you're questioning, what should I do? And there is a gap, I should say, in Sri Lanka, where we can see that this MSMEs sometimes are a little bit late compared to other countries in the digital transformation.
Yeah.
So that's where I work a lot on digital transformation these days, because that's where there is a real gap.
Okay, great. So I think that's a really good point in time to ask your client, Ashanta, and how you two developed the relationship for business coaching and where you met and why, Ashanta, your business, you needed business coaching and what you saw the value.
Yeah, hi, good morning everyone. So I'm Ishanta Dasanayaka and representing Gilimale Walauwa. It's a heritage bungalow that we are operating as in Ratnapura. So first of all, I think thank you very much for inviting me for this event, and I think I am a perfect example, as Pascal also mentioned, in terms of like how business coaching has helped me throughout the 3-year-old journey that I have come across. So basically, just to let you know, in profession, I'm an HR professional who's mainly doing a 9-to-5 job, and wanted to convert my heritage ancestral home, which was about 300 years old, to a tourism property, which had no potential. We were not in the map, and I meet Pascal through the GLX Digital Evolver program, which I am always proud to say that what we are right now is through that program and of the support that we have got through the program. So I meet Pascal through the GLX program, and I think when we first met each other, and when I told about my concept, and Pascal was from the outset, he was positive about it. So I think that was the main impact that I had on this journey, to make sure that this, because when I asked from a lot of big businessmen and I approached people, but no one was interested in the property, and they were saying like either it is away from the map or something came up for them. So I think I mean fair enough for the big players in the market to think like that also. But I think Pascal, when I met him, he didn't know what a Walauwa was. So I think it was a two-way
Learning experience
yep. that we had. And he was like asking me, Ishanta, what is a Walauwa? I don't know. So I'm like, it's a mansion, Pascal, and this is what it is like. So he did his research before coming in and supporting me out in the venture.
And I think that's a really good point, because as Omar said, you don't have to be an expert. As a coach, you don't have to be the expert in absolutely everything. You just need to have the skills to facilitate and encourage and motivate your client to be able to have the success. So what was one of the first areas you two collaborated on and Pascal helped you with?
Yeah, so I think it was with the business proposal that we worked on with, especially in terms of how we need to identify the strengths and the weaknesses of the business, and what is the current state of the property, especially because it's tourism that we are working on, and especially the accommodation that is we are looking at, and the washrooms and things like that, and what are the experiences that we are going to have in the property. So when I presented that to him, and we worked on a massive, I think 120 slide proposal, which we went by one by one in each area to understand what are the facilities that we have for the rooms and for the property, things like that. So one by one we went in that proposal and worked together in terms of converting it.
So back to Pascal. So when you're working with Ashanta and your clients, how do you expect and what do you expect from the business in order for the business coaching to be effective and productive, and for your client to get the most out of it?
Yes, well, I think it's very important, as you explained, also to understand that a coach is not a consultant. He's not going to do everything for you. The coach is your companion, is the one who's helping you to think, is the one who's giving you the mirror effect, is the one who's say, what if we will do that, or what if we call the property the Walauwa an estate, you know? the what if. That's the role of the coach. You know, it's more this kind of approach that we should promote. Yeah.
And when you started, I mean, did you say to Ashanta, you need to have 6 sessions or it's 4 sessions, or was it just an open, let's have a couple of sessions and see how it goes?
In that case, we met through a coaching program. So it was part of the program. So there was like 6 or 8 coaching sessions to have. So it was kind of predefined. But we are in touch. we are still working. I mean, we're still talking. And
how far down the track how long have you had your coaching relationship?
It's about now almost been 3.5 years, to be honest. So I started
Wow.
the business 3.5 years back. So from that day itself, I think Pascal has been coming out directly, indirectly, and I mean, getting me into these sessions also is something that really useful, like to talk about the success story that I've had with. So I think this is one, and there have been a couple of instances that he have invited me for certain sessions also. So it's more than coaching, like it has been like a friend throughout now, and knowing in and out, and he knows like what we are doing. So we're working on a couple of expansions also. So those are also being supported by Pascal. Yeah.
Fantastic. And when you first started 3.5 years ago, what were some of the first successes that you began to see?
So I think yes, I think mainly we established ourselves as a business, as a tourism business. That is the main success that we had, to be honest. And at the same time, second thing that was how we need to plan and organize things in terms of moving into the future as well as into the current statuses that we had. I remember when we didn't have anyone at the COVID times, because we started in the COVID times, when we didn't have anyone at the COVID time, I remember Pascal was just having a chat with me saying, just hold on, things will be coming up. And he was the first to come into the property also after COVID. So I think so that was really helpful. And he came in, he looked into the place, and he was like, he was then really understood the potential of the place also when he visited. Yeah.
So Pascal, I mean, I think you mentioned to me this morning that one of the first things was that Ashanta's property wasn't online anywhere on any booking platform. Maybe talk a little bit about that and the success there.
Yes, I remember that because that was so quick. Yes, basically one of the strategy we decided was to distribute through OTAs and to start to be on Booking.com and Airbnb and this stuff. But I remember that you work on it, you got your professional photographies and everything, and you went online, you know. And then 1 or 2 weeks after I called you, and then I got my booking, I got one booking, you know, and that was like, suddenly business is back, you know, but what a relief,
Yeah.
you know, and suddenly also you start to understand the power of OTA, because I think it was Russian or, Russian people, you know, so suddenly, out of nowhere, you got booking from a Russian guy that wants to come and visit you, you know, just because of the power of OTAs. And that was exciting.
Yeah.
One thing I would like to mention, because you asked the question, how does it work? You know, in coaching, you cannot take all the problem of the company. You cannot take everything. So the way we work most of the time is we pick up 2 or 3 objectives with very strict key results. What do we want to achieve? Then we work on the objective until we achieve 1 or 2. Only when one objective is done, then most of the time we take new objectives. So that's why it's a long-term process, and that's why you can stay for years, is because there is always new subject and a new objective and new key result to achieve. So the interest is that when you start to build a relationship, after we become a little bit your confidant, or you become a little bit of your advisor, and then there is another objective coming and another key result to achieve together.
And I think the key is that obviously it's a two-way relationship, but unless the recipient of the coaching actually takes action, then the coach, if they don't begin to see their customer respond, then the relationship can break down. So back to that question in terms of what is it that a coach expects of their customer.
Yes, so
client.
again, coach don't do the things. The coach is your coach. Is like you said, like tennis, for example. The coach doesn't play with Djokovic most of the time. He will just say, maybe, what if you do that? What if you do that? You know, but that's exactly this. But you do the work. And that's why it's so efficient, is because you get involved, you have to do, but the coach is always calling you and said, what about this? What about that? What did you get some result? So you have someone you can trust, which is not your banker, which is not your family, which is not YouTube or ChatGTP. It's a real person that is here to remind you that you have an action plan, that you're supposed to do that, and help you to troubleshoot, of course, because sometimes you need to troubleshoot and say, okay, we have a problem, what should we do?
And last question for Ashanta. If we've got a whole lot of businesses here and online today, what is the one thing you would say to them who have never received business coaching? What is the one thing you would say to them that has been like amazing for you about business coaching, or for them to go away and think about potentially looking for a business coach?
So I think there's like a couple of things that I want to elaborate. I think first, you've got to have the passion in the first place to get coaching or to understand a certain business. So if you have that passion, then you need to discuss really openly in terms of what you need to work on and what are the areas that you need to make sure that you focus on. And then once you open up to the coach, to whomever the coach it is, and if that person is also clicking with your chemistry, and I think that's a lifelong relationship that you're going to have, and it's not just a transaction that you would be doing. It's something that you would carry on in your lifetime. That you will make sure that when you're fallen down, sometimes you might go to that person and just speak also in terms of the business or regarding whatever the matters. So I think if you work on those two chemistries, that would give a good fine line, and that would help you out in terms of succeeding in your personal or business matters both.
Fantastic. Thanks, Pascal. Thanks, Ashanta. Great to hear from you. And over to you, Sakti.
Thank you. After that very interesting and nice example, we are moving now from Ratnapura to Matale. Right? Our next guest is Chamara Ruchiranga, right, from Matale. Chamara has been working as a tourism promotion officer in Matale DS office, and he came to know about business coaching licensing scheme, and he joined with us, and immediately he joined as licensed coach. He started working in Matale area promoting tourism businesses, right? And the interesting thing is he was able to coach around 20 businesses within that 6-month period, still doing. And the good thing is he was able to make the income increase, observe it correctly, right? Income increase from 100% to 150%. And he was able to make a big change in one of the MSMEs for 15 times income change within 6 months. So this is why we pick Ruchira here to be with us as a champion who is practicing this in a remote areas to promote the business. And with him, we are having Ajit Karnaratna, founder of Velura Batik. He's also from Matale. Right, both of them will be, telling their stories with us. And please excuse me, I may have to talk in Sinhala also to make our client understand the aspects too. Okay, now let's go to Chamara. Chamara, you have specialized in your business coaching services, helping tourism businesses improve the aspects of the digital operations, and also you said you were helping the tourism businesses which are in very difficult situations, right? You were able to help them because they are very remote. The consultants can't reach out to Matale, so that we know about that. So can you say how you help them, right? In what way you help them, and what were their benefits, or how they look at the coaching in the remote area like Matale?
Right. Thank you very much. It's a great honor to be here, first of all. You may not have heard my name before because I am not as famous as the giants that are sitting next to me, and including Mr. Shakti, my guru, and he's also very pretty popular in Sri Lanka. Yes. And same time.
Thank you.
Yes. And when
That's
it comes to when it comes to this case, I think you all are here to listen to them, not me. So I don't need to waste your precious time. So I will tell the story in short. When I meet him, everything was a mess. Seriously, that's we had to start from scratch. The first thing, I would say, we had to make a brand. He had been he had been in this industry for considerable time, but he was unable to make sufficient money from it because he did not have a market, the first issue. So first thing I did was created a market, created a brand. I given a name, first of all, a name, a logo, a color scheme and everything, the first thing we did. And after that, I streamlined his business to a single segment. He was doing frocks, batik frocks, saris, sarong, shirts, everything, but I streamlined to just to one segment, only frocks. And I introduced new designs and everything. From that point, everything changed, and now he's here. I think.
Thank you very much, Chamara. And I was wondering whether you will tell the story fully, because I want to hear it from Ajit. Right?
Exactly.
How Ajit? ඔබතුමා කොහමද අඳුරගත්තේ මේ Chamara කියලා කෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා කියලා? The question is how you were able to reach and identify Chamara is there and coaching services.
Chamara කියන්නේ ඉතින් කියන වැඩක් නෑ. මම අද මෙතන ඉන්නේ Chamara හින්දා.
Okay. He came to know through a friend. What is the biggest change make you proud about your business and Chamara? මේ ඔබතුමාට ලොකු ආඩම්බරයක් දැනෙන්නේ මොනවා හින්දාද? Chamaraත් එක්ක වැඩ කරපු එක.
Chamaraත් එක්ක වැඩ කරපු හින්දා කියන්නේ මම පොඩිවට වැඩ කරන්න ගිය එක්කෙනෙක්. කියන්නේ මං වගේ එක්කෙනෙකුට මේ බිස්නස් කෝච් කියන්නේ කවුද? කියන්නේ මම හිතුවේ නෑ බිස්නස් කෝච් කෙනෙක් මට වැඩක් නෑ කියලා මම හිතාගෙන හිටියේ. ඒ වුණාට බිස්නස් කෝච් ලැබුණාට පස්සේ කියන්න බෑ අද.
Okay. What he's saying is he thought small business like his business can't get coaches because it's a big thing and it's unreachable service. But once he understood and he was able to get first coaching session from Chamara, he was able to understand the importance and he was able to see the change. ඔබතුමාට කියන්න පුළුවන්ද Chamarage service එක හම්බ වෙන්න කලින් ආදායම් කොච්චරද? හම්බුනාන් පස්සේ දැන් කීයද මාසයට සාමාන්‍යයෙන් නැත්නම් කොච්චර වැඩි වුණාද? The question is before you meet Chamara, what was your income and what is your income now?
Chamara හම්බෙන්න ඉස්සෙල්ලා සාමාන්‍ය රුපියල් 20000කවත් ආදායමක් නෑ.
Before meeting Chamara, even 20,000 per month is not the income.
දැන් ලක්ෂ 4ක විතර ආදායමක් තියෙනවා.
Now it's 400,000 because of Chamara, right? So, pardon sir? Yeah, within කොච්චර කාලයක ඇතුළතද ඔය සල්ලි ටික වැඩි උනේ?
මාස 6ක්.
මාස 6ක්. දැන් හැම මාසෙම බිස්නස් කීයද? කොච්චර?
හැම මාසෙම දැන් කරගන්න බැරුව මේ නවත්තනවා සමහර වෙලාවට.
Okay, the question is within what is the duration? The change happened within 6
එකක් අපි මේක අතින් හඳනින්ද කරගන්න බෑ. කරගන්න බැරි හින්දා නවත්තනවා.
Yeah, what he's trying to say is that within 6 months the change happened. Then we asked, what about now? It's very difficult to run. I stopped this and came to this event because the demand is so high.
දැන් අද මම මෙතන ඇවිල්ලා ඉන්නකොටත් මේ ඕඩර් ටිකක් තියෙනවා. ඒක ටික හදාගන්න බැරුව.
Now also he's getting the order, so he don't know how to make that happen. Okay, so going back to Chamara, what is the magic you did? How can you do that kind of thing? 25,000 into 400,000. What happened?
මෙයාට කැලයක් වුණත් විකුණලා පෙන්නන්න පුළුවන්. ඔය කට්ටිය ඔක්කොම එකතු කරලා විකුණන්න පුළුවන් මෙයාට ඒ වගේ කියන්නේ
Yeah, he is trying to
සල්ලි
say
හදන්න
he can
පුළුවන්.
sell, even though we are not worth, he can sell all of us. That's kind of a marketer is Chamara, right? That's the credit to the coach, what he is mentioning. Okay, what is the magic you did in order to change the 25,000 into 400,000?
Some magics are not to be spoken.
See, this is
No knowledge, no power. No knowledge, no power. No knowledge, no growing whatsoever. So, the message that I want to convey in this case is you don't need to be a coach, but everyone needs to find about the things that they are doing. I mean, when you are in tourism sector, you need to study. You need to know everything about tourism. I mean, no need to go and do the degrees or diplomas or paper qualification. I mean, watch, listen, and read. You can easily do this. Knowledge is absolutely needed when you are doing a business. That is my message.
Thank you, Chamara. You touched our title, like unlocking your potential, right? You were straight on saying the importance of knowledge and networks to develop the business. Thank you for that. And we'll go back to Mr. Ajit again. ඔබතුමාට මතක් වෙන්නේ මොකද්ද? දැන් coaching කිව්වම අනිතයට තේරෙන්න කියනවා නම් coaching කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? What is coaching for us to understand who are online as well as in person?
කෝචින් කියන්නේ අනිවාර්යෙන්ම ඕනේ. ඒ කියන්නේ කෝච් කෙනෙක් නැතුව අපිට අම්මා පොඩි කාලේ කවන්නේ ඒ වගේ තමයි coach කෙනෙක් අනිවාර්යෙන්ම ඕනේ අපිට.
Okay, he's saying coach is a must, and it's like mother who is feeding when we were small. The business should also have a coach to feed you and bring you to the level where you can go by your own.
Business එකේ අම්මා මෙයා තමයි.
Yeah, I think this is what the entrepreneur says, right? It's very beautiful the way you explain. ඒ වගේම අජිත් මහත්තයා තව මොනවද කියන්න පුළුවන්ද? දැන් මොනවද හිතාන් ඉන්නේ? දැන් අනාගතයට මේ වගේ coach එකක් වැඩ කරන සම්බන්ධව මොකක්ද හිතන්නේ? What do you think about your future? Are you going to work with coach? What is your plan?
ලංකාවෙන් පිට මගේ ඇඳුමක් දෙන්න තමයි හිතාගෙන ඉන්නේ.
Okay, so his plan now is to export his products out of the country because he is getting the coach service. Yeah, Chamara, back to you. Do you want to add anything about this experience, or do you want to say something to the viewers who can find a suitable coach or thinking about coaching? What is your
Yes, that is what I was talking about, Mr. Shakti. You all should know about digital. That is my subject, in fact. Digital developing. That is a must. It doesn't matter what level you are in. You may be a hotelier or tour guide or homestay owner or whatever you're doing. You have to have a good knowledge about digital presence and online marketing. That is super important. Without having a good knowledge or good digital presence and online marketing knowledge, you're going nowhere. That's for sure. So you have to have do the research and everything. You have to have a knowledge about what Facebook is, what TikTok is, what Instagram is, or what ChatGPT is, or what Google Bard or Google Gemini is. So everything is super important. So the message I want to convey is stay focused, stay informed, right? Embrace the power of the internet to showcase your properties in the world, right? Having I mean, if you do not have a good online presence, digital marketing and online presence, that's like you are having a beautiful shop in a hidden alley, right? No one walks by. That's like, right? So the message is, my subject, regarding my subject, you have to have a good knowledge about digital marketing and online presence. That's super important. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Amara. Ajit, මාත්‍ය අන්තිම question. Right? මේ අපි වගේ සුළු කර්මාන්තකරු ලේසියෙන් මේ සල්ලි ගෙවන්න නැහැ මේ වගේ මේ advice වලට. Right? People like us, small businesses, it's not easy for us to pay money to coaching. ඔබතුමාට එහෙම එකක් තිබුණාද පටන් ගන්නකොට? දැන් ඕක තියෙනවද නැති වුණාද? Do you have that when you start? Do you have that kind of a feeling now? Are you ready to pay? දැන් ඔයාට pay කරන්න කැමතිද?
දැන් කැමතියි.
දැන් කැමතිද? බලන් ඉන්න අයට මොනවද කියන්න කැමති? payment
බලන් අයට කියන්නේ කෝච් කෙනෙක් මේව ගන්න. කෝච් කෙනෙක් අනිවාර්යෙන් ඕනේ. ඒක තමන්ගේ බිස්නස් එක හදා ගන්න පුළුවන්. ඕකට ඇවිල්ලා බලන්න මං ඉන්න තැන. මං ඉන්නේ කැලේක ඉන්නේ. කැලේක ඉඳලා මේ වගේ බිස්නස් එකක් කරන්න පුළුවන් කියන්නේ ලංකාව වටේටම ආයි කියන්න දෙයක් නැහැ.
Yeah, he said coaching is important, paying money to coaching services is important, and he is in a forest. He say, if I am living in a forest and distribute all the materials which I produce around the country and earn this much of money, just imagine the power of coaching. That's what he said. ඔබතුමා තව මොනවාද කියන්න තියෙනවද? ඇතිද? Thank you very much. Thank you very much for this nice experience. Yeah. Thank you. So now this is the end of the first session, and you have already given your applause to them. So thank you, team, because you were able to introduce us the coaching concept and also gave some evidences so that we believe and trust the importance of coaching. So we are ready. We are really happy. Right, and now we are moving to the next session, which is going to be very interesting. And before that, right, one exciting news for all of the MSMEs online as well as here. Right, we are going to support first coaching session for only 15 businesses who will be coming and registering. I'll repeat it again. We'll support 100% coaching sessions, first 15 coaching sessions to the ones who come and register online before 15th of January, right, next year. So you have enough time. And the second session will be covered, 50% will be covered by us, 50% MSME should start to pay. And there onwards, as our expert said, your relationship starts and you build your business. So make it a point to register, and you have the flyers in your seats with the QR code. So please register as quick as possible, and don't lose the opportunities, and get involved with the first coaching team and get your first 2 coaching experience with our support. Then you can really see the change happening within your business. With that, we would like to close the first session. Thanks again to the team, right, for coming and explaining us. And we are now moving into the second session. It will be done by Libby. I think maybe the online viewers may not have the chance to view that because it's going to be a one-to-one session. But hope you enjoyed the session online, and hope to see you again online in another session. And now I'll hand it over to Libby, and we will be arranging the seatings to have the second exciting experience about coaching with the expert who are here with you all with a short period. Thank you.
Thank you. So this next session is what we're going to call focused business coach matching. This is where we will match. You will have the opportunity as businesses to have a 2-minute conversation and exchange with the business coaches that we have here today. So not only do we have the business coaches sitting on the stage, we have another 10 or so business coaches here today. So we'd like to give you as businesses the opportunity to meet some of these business coaches that have had experience over the last couple of years in introducing business coaching to Sri Lankan MSMEs. And you can learn about each other and see whether the sparks fly, whether there's chemistry, whether the business coach is suitable for your business, whether your business is suitable to the business coach. So to do this, you'll have 2 minutes to talk to each business coach. There will be a long line of business coaches sitting in chairs on this side, and directly opposite will be the businesses. You'll have 2 minutes to have an exchange to see whether or not you think you may be able to work together, or there is some interest there, or to learn a little bit about what they coach in. And then I will ring a bell and you move to the next coach. The coaches will stay in their seat. You as businesses will just continue to move along and have a chat with each and every one of the coaches over 2 minutes. You can exchange business cards, numbers, if you don't have business cards, whatever works best. But this is a real opportunity for you as businesses to meet some of these great coaches and hopefully experience some of the great things that these 2 businesses here have been able to experience and benefit from business coaching. So we'll just need a couple of minutes to set the room up. So if you could all just stand up and get out of your seats and maybe just move to the side whilst we set the room up, and then we'll start the focus business coach matching. And businesses, so the businesses, if there are more businesses than business coaches, you'll just, as someone moves on, you'll come and take their seat. Okay, so please, businesses, come on over, sit opposite a coach. Businesses here, please come and have a seat. Come on through. Sorry, it's a bit tricky with the chairs. Any businesses? have a business coach here that doesn't seem to have a business? Any more businesses would like to talk to one of the coaches?